My name is Omer Hayat and I'm currently studying at LGS Gulberg. I have been debating for around 10 years, more than a decade's worth of debating. Across this journey, I've won countless awards, but more than the awards, what mattered was the experience and the skill set it helped me develop. I've been doing declamations, parliamentary debating, and Model UN conferences, but my niche is Model United Nations conferences. As the name denotes, Model UN conferences are a simulation of the United Nations, where students like myself, mostly college or university level students, come and they debate on the world issues, and they represent their allotted countries, they represent those respective countries in the role of ambassadors. I have been doing Model UN conferences since I was in 6th grade, which makes this my 6th year doing Model UN conferences. And at a young age, being exposed to university students and college students talking about real life world issues, such as the food crisis in Africa, the split between Sudan and South Sudan, the disruption in Syria, it all gave me a new perspective to how the world really functions, to what life really is. Because sitting here in the comfort of our homes, we don't realize what people in the world are really going through, what's really happening in the world. For example, right now, the Ukrainian crisis, it's a big issue, but what people don't know is why this issue isn't being solved, why the West, as it claims to be pushing so much, is because the entire Europe is based on Russian energy, the energy that comes from Russia. This is how I got so many insights within how the world actually works. And most favorite topic that I've discussed for me was at LUM's Model UN conference. It was discussing Article 12 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which was the right to privacy. So the debate was on the question whether the right to privacy as citizens is more important to us than the right of security, and whether governments are allowed morally to have the obligation to spy on us, to spy on our cell phones and whatnot, in order to preempt terrorists and security threats and keep us safe. All this experience and the valuable insights that Model UN have given me is that maybe I might be pursuing a career in international relations. I am interested in perhaps working at the United Nations, or I might go into the Foreign Office in Pakistan and become an ambassador for them, because Model UN conferences have really impacted me, and I wish to represent my country or work in international affairs for the betterment of the world. I remember when it was my first time to actually do public speaking. It was in grade 1. It was a declamation contest, and I remember being very nervous. I had memorized all the lines. It was a speech about, I think, laptops versus PCs. I don't know. It was a very childish topic, but we were children. And I remember I had memorized every single line that there was on my speech, and I was still very nervous. And when the time came, I did stutter and I forgot the opening 10 lines, which was almost half my speech. And I remember my teachers telling me that it was okay, that I'll only get better with time. And I didn't believe them, because I never thought that I would be that confident to win at debating competitions or actually do public speaking at all. But they were right. They saw potential within me that I did not see at that time. And they were right, and they supported me throughout this journey. Countless teachers that were there for me when I needed them, and especially my family, both my grandfathers, especially my late grandfather, who was a civil judge, and he also worked in the High Court. He used to write amazing speeches for me, and a lot of those speeches won me competitions at different institutions as well. So my only advice to people who feel that they're stuck in public speaking or feel that they can't do public speaking is that it gets better with time. And eventually you realize that nobody is actually going to judge you or make fun of you or do anything, and that you should just speak your heart out when you get to that stage. They're just 3, 4, 5 minutes in the grand scheme of times, and everybody can speak in front of a crowd, because we're all humans and it all passes away and you get better with time.